Welcome to my channel and treaty. My name is Rhonda Hensley. I'm a licensed professional counselor, influencer, life coach, and a woman in recovery from codependency. I want to talk to you today about spirituality. And some people kind of might get their tail feathers ruffled about spirituality. But I certainly did when I first showed up in recovery, because I had some religious trauma I had to overcome. The first thing I heard in recovery was, there is no recovery without spirituality. And I didn't like that, because you see, I was raised Southern Baptist and I thought I had to earn all that stuff. And I just couldn't. I wasn't worthy. I couldn't accept God's favor because I wasn't worthy. I did all this stuff that was sending me straight to hell. And I had to embark on that journey of, some of it was education. Religion is rituals and doctrine and practices that are different in each religion. But spirituality is like meaning and purpose. There are values, those type of things that aren't really seen. There can be practices in spirituality, but it's purpose and meaning. And I didn't have any of that either. My dependent traits had just really messed up my life, and I prayed to God and he hadn't done what I told him to, so why should I trust him anymore? And I think that some of that is, it's like me sitting in the closet praying to God to do something because I'm starving to death, but I'm sitting in the closet expecting God to push weenies through the keyhole. That ain't gonna happen. I have to open the closet door and go to the kitchen and get something to eat. So, as it said, faith without works is dead. So there's an action. I call it inspired action. That's part of spirituality too. It's an inspired action. We're all given intuition and imagination and all of that sort of stuff, so we can tap into that. So, spirituality is that I have to believe in a power greater than myself. That means that's not me. So I have to believe, some people's God, universe, nature, some of those sort of things. And, a power greater than yourself. I equate that a lot to nature. It's the acronym for God is great outdoors. So, man, in nature, there is some power. If you've ever cowered in the bottom of a pantry and a tornado rips through your town, I have. I've done that. 1979, big old tornado, tore up, mile wide. I think they've changed the classifications. Back then, it was a 4F, I think. I don't really know. I'm not a meteorologist. Anyway, and it stayed on the ground for miles and miles and miles. And so, man, that's a power greater than myself. If I can't feel that power out in nature, I can feel the wind. I can feel that static of a lightning storm. You ever seen a lightning strike? That's pretty powerful. Of course, I thought all the stuff I'd done, lightning's going to strike me, because I had a very vengeful type of God belief. So spirituality began to grow in me when I began to feel like that I had some purpose. Began to help other people, and I began to have some values in my life. And those values, you have to promote those values. You have to learn what your values are. And I'm going to read my list of values here. Integrity, acceptance, surrender, freedom, honesty, love, equality, generosity, fairness, kindness, respect, loyalty, and that's just the beginning. If you struggle with not feeling worthy of a purpose or a meaning in your life, I love books. As you can see, I have books, and this is not the I have books in there. I been reading Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. It's a good book if you struggle with worthiness. Oh, and fave, Trent Shelton, Protect Your Peace. He talks a lot about worthiness. It's a growth thing. It takes growth. It takes self-awareness to learn, what are your values? What do I value in life? I think that it was hard for me to trust the spiritual side of life. I'd have so many bad things happen to me, and so many things, childhood trauma, some other things throughout life, and it was hard to trust. And I heard the analogy of, it's kind of like we trust electricity. It is a power that runs through our house, and we trust it when we walk over to the wall and we flip on the light switch, or we flip off the light switch. And we do that how many times a day? A bunch. But I trust it every single time. And then, so the electricity goes out. And man, then you know just how powerless you are without that power. I can equate to that in my life. And so a good way to get in touch with spirituality is through mindfulness, meditation, journaling, to find out, what's going on with you and what is your purpose. I was raised Southern Baptist, and it was always about seeking God's will. I had to seek God's will. And, our church was a missionary type. We supported missionaries. And, I just didn't want to go to Zimbabwe as a missionary to be in God's will. And when I got into recovery, I had a mentor, and I called her one day and I said, man, I just don't know what God's will is for my life. She said, are there dirty dishes in the sink? I said, yeah. She said, go wash the dishes. Today I know that is doing the next right thing. And that's whatever it is for me to do today. If it's for me to hop on here and make a video. If it's, clean house, write, go see a friend, text a friend, reach out. Spiritual truths run through all religions. A spiritual truth is a spiritual truth. They're the laws of the universe. It's kind of like karma. You attract what you put out there. There's so many spiritual truths in the universe. And maybe I'll do a video on the laws of the universe. There's several. And they're very interesting. I've started studying those. To be mindful. Are you living in the present? Can't be spiritual if you are ruminating about the past, or regretting the past, or worrying about the future. You can't be spiritual unless you're in the present. Stay where your feet are. Live in the present moment. That's a full-time job for me. I can't get all up into other people's business if I am working on staying where my feet are. And I have not a clue what's best for anyone else. I only know what's best for me. So I'm going to tap into that spiritual side and live a spiritual life today of meaning and purpose and fulfillment and love. Those are all the attributes of spirituality. I don't have to earn God's favor. I already have it. I'm a child of God just because I'm a human being. I was born worthy, and I just am. So I hope for you that you get something out of this, and that the best spiritual practice you can do is to remember to be you on purpose.